term that has become popular over the internet during the last several years is the term gaslighting. Gaslighting refers to the act of convincing someone to not believe their own reality, not believe what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what they're thinking. When somebody gaslights you, they are attempting to distort your reality. They are attempting to manipulate you to see reality as they want you to see it. And there's no respect for your version of reality, what you see with your own eyes, what you hear with your own ears, and what you conclude with your own mind. So, how does gaslighting affect your voice? Well, for one, gaslighting confuses you. What gaslighting does is it causes you to stop trusting yourself. You start to doubt everything that you think. You start to doubt everything you want to say. And the worst part is that your own words can be used against you. If you are in a relationship with somebody who's gaslighting you, they use your own words against you. And because there's a part of you that believes them when they lie to you, it causes you to doubt yourself. You don't feel like you can actually trust yourself to say what you're really thinking. Plus, if you are afraid that what you're saying is going to be used against you, you end up becoming very careful with what you say and how you say it. And then you're still not going to get it right. So no matter how many times you try to say things in a way that will be well received, it never works. And so what ends up happening is you end up censoring yourself constantly, or you completely shut down. The thing about using your voice authentically is that honesty is so essential. As I mentioned in another video, honesty and vulnerability are essential if you want to have a powerful voice. If you want to have a voice that people actually listen to, you have to resonate at an honesty frequency. But if you're in a relationship with somebody who gaslights you, that means that you don't trust your own thoughts. You don't trust your own perspective. And how can anybody be honest if they don't trust their own thoughts and their own perspective? And this is not to put any blame on you. This is just to get you thinking. And it's not even just relationships that gaslight us. The whole world does this. The media gaslights us, advertisers, the news, TV shows, entertainment. We are constantly being gaslit. And the only way to fight against it is to become aware of it. And once you start to become aware of it, you can start the process of learning how to trust yourself. And so today's video is just about getting you to start thinking about this. Because if you care about your voice and if you care about your own personal expression, that means you care about the truth. In Eastern philosophy, there is something called a chakra system. And the chakra system has to do with these energy points in the body. And they represent more than just the physical. And there's a throat chakra, which represents the thyroid gland and the throat, the physical mechanism of this area. But it also represents the energetic components of the throat area, which is in relationship to you, the truth of who you are, your persona, your perspective, your view of the world, your belief system, your observations. If you can't trust your own perspective, which is a consequence of being gaslit, then you can't resonate fully in your throat area. You can't have a voice that rings out. So today, for your journal prompt, I want you to reflect on this idea of being lied to and manipulated. And I want you to try to think of an example where you could tell it was happening. And ask yourself, when it was happening, and there was a little part of you that knew, what did you do next? Did you go along with it? Did you convince yourself that the manipulative person was correct, even though there was something inside of you that doubted? And then later on, did you find out that, in fact, you were right? And then what did that make you think about the relationship with that person? Who else is gaslighting you in your life? And how is it affecting your own perspective? How is it affecting your own ability to be honest with yourself? How is it affecting your voice? I think this is a really relevant topic today. My whole life, I've noticed gaslighting. I did not even know the term until just a few years ago, but I've always been aware of it. I've always been aware of people lying to influence you into believing their worldview and trying to convince you that their perspective is the only right perspective. The truth is, there are so many different ways to look at life. There are so many different ways to view the world. And not everybody, not any one person really can say for sure what the truth is. But you are a sovereign human being with your own mind and your own wisdom and your own lifetime of experiences. And it's your right to figure out what the truth is for yourself. And nobody else has a right to take it away from you. But this method called gaslighting is so sneaky and so sinister. And it really is so easy to manipulate people because they don't understand what's going on. That's what makes it so sinister. But you are a wise human being and you understand what truth feels like. And part of doing all of this voice work is learning how to pay attention to our feelings inside. There is instinct inside of us, a sense of intuition that feels a certain way when something is true and feels a certain way when it's a lie. And so part of our path, part of our journey here is to learn how to tell the difference. That's what we call discernment. Discernment is essential for the path of the singer, the speaker, and the leader. So I hope this has helped you and given you something to think about today. If you are looking for ways to practice strengthening your voice, opening up your voice, becoming more confident, more resonant, then consider joining my membership. I'll have a link for it in the description below. We get together once a week and we practice. And it's just a great way to learn how to use your voice in an empowered way with confidence, with ease, and also how to make an impact with your voice. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to keep going because the world needs your unique voice. See you in the next one.